Yes, sir.
Austin Peay head coach Scotty Walden, the Governors, a thrilling 49-42 double overtime win against SEMO. They're going to play an in-state opponent this week when they host UT Martin. So, Coach, just some thoughts on that win and the overtime, and then we'll go to some questions.
Yeah, just still recovering from it. Actually, just it was a very emotional, physical game. Two great teams competing down to the wire, and I'm just so proud of our football team and proud of our coaches. Could not be more proud of the effort and the fight that they showed in that game. The resiliency we showed, and the ebbs and flows of the game. There were so many opportunities for us to give in and allow them to go finish the game. And I thought that we just kept fighting. We had the will to win, and our guys, I thought, did a phenomenal job of just staying together and staying the course, even though we didn't play necessarily a clean football game. Still had 14 penalties, which is, unexcusable. That every single one of those has been addressed and will continue to be addressed because we got to play cleaner football. There's no excuse for that. Disappointed with the way some of our special teams units played. But we got them down 20-7. We're up 13-0, and then we're up 20-7, and then we allowed them to go into halftime with a 21-20 lead. And I was very proud of the resiliency at a halftime. And our big message to our team this week was 4 quarters. We wanted to play all 4 quarters, not just a half, not just 2 quarters, but 4 quarters. And little did we know we'd need 2 overtimes as well. But I was thoroughly impressed with the way our guys handled those overtime situations. Those are, we've drilled that about twice in practice since we've gotten here, an overtime scenario, and our guys were prepared and ready. And I thought they kind of grabbed the bull by the horns. And, when they scored their first drive in overtime, I thought our offense responded. Draylon threw a great ball to Benico, and just very, very impressed by the resiliency of our team, our staff, and I'm really excited to get back to work this week. But great job by everybody involved in our program, continuing to fight. And SEMO's got a great team, and that game could have gone either way. And we fought to the bitter end, and I thought that our guys did a great job, and what a great win for our program.
Well, let's talk about some of your young guys who are making a difference. Obviously, your quarterbacks touch passes, offensive player of the week, newcomer of the week in OVC. Just what Draylon Ellis has done so far this early in the season.
Yeah, really impressed with our young guys. We got some freshmen that are doing some really good things, and really proud of him. Proud of Draylon. He brings it to practice every day. He's a young, true freshman that's just figuring this system out. And he and I have been together since November. That's it's not like we had all December to be together, because we obviously had Christmas break and we come back in early January. So, this is a brand new system to everybody, program wise, offensive and defensive, special teams. And I've just seen him grow. The biggest word to describe him right now is growth. And there's a lot of maturation that went on Sunday. And he realized, man, that I don't have to, go for the throat every time. I can check the ball down when I need to. And, he's starting to figure out the system, and I'm starting to figure him out, too. It's a two-way street. You have to learn each other. And I felt like, as I was calling plays and his eyes on me, I could feel that, he knew what I was going to call before I was going to call it. And I think that was 2 weeks repping the game plan, which was very, very important. But I also think there's a certain comfort level that he's falling into, and understanding what I'm thinking, and I'm understanding what he's thinking and what his skill set is. And I've always believed you have to adapt your system. You have to adapt to your quarterback always. It can't be the other way around, because he's the one playing. And so I'll always adapt to the guy behind center. And I think that we're starting to, really get on the same page with some things. But he's a fantastic kid, has a great work ethic and a great demeanor. And, hopefully this is the start of a great career for him. He's been really impressive thus far, but he knows that, we still have a lot of ways to go and a lot of growth as well. But he's a great kid.
Well, he found Benico Hartley 4 times for touchdowns. Half of Benico's catches were for scores. What have you seen? What have been your impressions now that you've coached Benico for 3 games?
He's a warrior. He's a warrior. The kid is just a football player. Comes to work every day, loves the game, we joke around with him sometimes. We call him Coach Harley sometimes because, he knows football. He'll come to me on the sideline and I love it. I mean, he comes and talks to me about the corners leverage, the covers they're playing. If we run this, coach, this is there. I love that, man, because again, a guy, he's in tune to the game and he's got a very high football IQ. And man, he is a very thick young man, strong, hard to press, hard to guard when the ball's in the air. Been just thoroughly impressed with his leadership skills and his football IQ, and I think Draylon benefits from that a lot. And he and Draylon, our offense is a rep-based offense, and over the course of time, those reps are going to catch up. Typically, to get really good in the passing game, a lot of times that's a yearly process, and we don't have that right now. We got here in November. We've been throwing and catching since November, but eventually I think those reps are going to catch up with us, and we're going to start to see some chemistry develop between DJ and the rest of our receiving core. And I think you started to see some of that with him and Benico starting to kind of get on the same page on some things. So, no, it's just that we've been crunched for time and our guys are maximizing their time and those reps are starting to pay off and that hard work is starting to pay off. But Benico Harley's a warrior. We put him in that Wildcat package, that fourth down and third down package. And, man, he would not be denied and just very impressed by his will to win.
And one about your opponent. So UT Martin, they had an early lead on JSU. JSU came back. In-state rivalry game, Sergeant York Trophy. Just thoughts on them?
Yeah, UT Martin, Coach Simpson does a great job with those guys. Tough. I mean, just a tough football team. You can tell early on in that game they really dictated that football game, and obviously JSU got back on a roll. But UT Martin is a extremely tough football team. Coach Simpson has those guys, I think, playing at a very high level. You can tell they play intense, they play passionate, and they run to the football on defense, and they do a lot of things schematically that give you a ton of issues. I think their defensive coordinator does an outstanding job of mixing fronts up, mixing coverages up, and then on offense, I think their quarterback, man, he can rip it, and they got some receivers that can go get it, and so we got the utmost respect for this football team, and again, we're going to have to come back to work this week and get better in a lot of areas that we need to get better at. And I think if we just keep focusing on being 1-0 each day and daily progression, then we'll keep getting better. So it's at the end of the day, it's going to be about us and our execution. But we are playing a very good opponent in UT Martin this Sunday for homecoming at Fort Harris Stadium.
Well, that's all we got for you this morning, Coach. Thanks for your time. Best of luck, and we'll talk to you next Tuesday.
All right, guys. Y'all have a great one. I appreciate it. Let's go, Peay.